Anyone who's a fan of Peppa Pig knows this show has a huge young audience, but there are moments only adults would notice. Are you ready to uncover the hidden, more grown-up side of the Little Pig series? Gym class. Exercising is great! It's good for your health and a lot of fun. Peppa's crew loves going to gym class, but someone should have told Susie she needed to put on clothes and not leave the house completely naked. Yes, this actually happened. Well, almost. Only adults caught what was going on. On gym class day, Madame Gazelle takes her students to work out with Grandpa Rabbit. The show's production team decided to change up everyone's outfits, so the whole group is wearing a white outfit. Well, everyone except Pedro Pony, who decided to show up in a superhero costume. The problem is that Susie Sheep is already a character with white wool, and when the animators put her in an outfit the exact same color, it made her look like she wasn't wearing anything. That's super weird, and only adults noticed the mistake. You can already tell today's video has some pretty heavy stuff, right? So grab your popcorn, because another awesome Cinewave episode is starting now. Jealousy. One of the most adult moments in the Little Pig show happens in the Valentine's Day episode when Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig get seriously jealous of each other. In this story, the whole town is sending romantic cards to someone special, and it starts with Daddy Pig giving a gift to his wife. When Peppa asks if Mummy had a card for her husband, she answers that she gave it to the mailman, Mr. Zebra. But Daddy Pig gets confused and asks if Mummy gave a Valentine's Day gift to Mr. Zebra. Obviously, this is a jealousy scene, and it makes total sense because Daddy Pig thought his wife was giving a romantic gift to another man. But it gets even worse when Peppa tells everyone that her dad didn't get a card. By the end of the day, Mr. Zebra shows up at the Pig family's house to deliver not just the card Mummy Pig wrote, but several other romantic gifts from people all over town, all for Daddy Pig. Mummy Pig is clearly uncomfortable with this, probably thinking there were a lot of people in love with Daddy Pig, and that's the kind of jealousy only adults really understand. Theft. Something that's crystal clear to adults in Peppa Pig's world is just how bad the town's police officers are at their jobs. They let a lot of wrong things happen, especially pirate crimes. Here are some examples. Let's start with the episode where Peppa, George, and Freddy spend a day on the police boat. At one point, they run into Pirate Redbeard, who's hiding a treasure he stole. Let's remember, pirates always take things without permission, and the police think he's just in costume and let the criminal walk away with a chest full of gold. Another time, they let Peppa and her friends rob the police station in the treasure hunt episode when Peppa's gang digs a hole, pulls a pirate chest out of the station, the police find out, and still do nothing. Let's be clear, the kids didn't know what they were doing, but even so, they made a pretty serious mistake, and only adults realize that's a problem because it proves Peppa's town isn't exactly a safe place. Fox. Freddy Fox's dad is a character everyone knows is a thief. He has a shop full of things to buy, but unfortunately, everything he sells is illegal. Mr. Fox is very clever. He's never been arrested. But are there clues about the crimes he's committed? The answer? Absolutely. Let's start with the moment he's walking past the police station carrying umbrellas for his shop. He's going to sell them all in his store, but if you look closely, you'll see he glances nervously at the station because he knows the umbrellas are stolen. And here's the funniest part. He took them from inside the police station. Yes, when the police officer shows the lost property room, she says everyone loses a lot of umbrellas, which is a clue that Freddy's dad is stealing things from inside the police building. Pretty heavy stuff, right? Poor Freddy Fox. Maybe that's why he wants so badly to become a police officer. Would you shop at Mr. Fox's store? Drop us a #no in the comments so we can get to know ya. Emily. Another moment that shows just how much Mr. Fox does wrong happens when he takes all of Emily Elephant's items without paying a single cent. One day, the school roof breaks again, and the town decides to hold a bazaar to raise money to fix the place where the kids have class. At one point, Emily Elephant is running a stall selling ceramic vases, and Freddy's dad takes a big interest in what she's selling. When Madame Gazelle looks over at her student's stall, Emily says Mr. Fox took everything for free. In other words, it's harsh to say it, but Freddy's dad took it all without permission, and in a very wrong way. Only adults realize he's truly one of the town's villains, but why has no one ever arrested Mr. Fox? Maybe they don't want Freddy to be sad about his dad going to jail. It's a shame, but what do you think? Potatoes. Do you like vegetables? Yes? But what about vegetables that are alive? This joke happens in the episode where Mr. Potato is heading to Peppa's town because he wants to open a gym so people can work out. When he arrives in town, the kids want to know a bit more about having a healthy diet, and then Mr. Potato says they should eat apples, oranges, carrots, and tomatoes. That's when Peppa asks if eating potatoes is healthy, and it's hilarious because Mr. Potato doesn't know how to answer. Of course, maybe that's because it could be dangerous. What if Peppa and her friends decided to toss him in a pot? That was a pretty dark joke, Peppa. Do you think Mr. Potato was scared of being eaten? Television. One thing many people don't know about Peppa's world is how much power television has over the characters. It all starts when Peppa is with her friends watching the Super Potato Show and he starts singing a song about vegetables. Mummy Pig joins in singing. Right after, she says she already knows the song. And Daddy Pig replies that the TV replays this show every day. Emily says the show is so good that they'll remember that vegetable song forever. Later, we see Susie and Mrs. Sheep also watching TV, and her mom sings along too. There's something here that's pretty obvious to adults, showing that television and Peppa's world can even control people's minds. Could that be true? Maybe, because for those paying attention, Peppa's family is actually being followed by the TV network. In the episode George's New Clothes, we see there's a camera filming our characters because the lens is covered in mud. What do you think about that? Revenge. Did you notice that Grandpa Rabbit got revenge on Edmund Elephant in the Science Museum episode? It was funny, but at the same time pretty heavy to watch. It all started the day Rebecca's grandpa went to Madame Gazelle's school to talk to the kids. Everyone knows Grandpa Rabbit is a very smart character and a great inventor, just like Rebecca's brother, who knows a lot about science. In the episode Grandpa Rabbit in Space, Rebecca's grandpa went to tell the kids about his trip to the moon, but Edmund kept interrupting, explaining everything himself. Now, when Peppa's class visits the museum, Grandpa Rabbit tells Edmund to get into a rocket. So far, so good, but then he decides to turn it on and send the little elephant up toward the museum ceiling. Sure, Emily's brother doesn't get hurt, but he must have been scared. That rocket was going really fast and almost hit the ceiling. And we're worried you might miss our videos, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Wolf. One of the most important things you need to know about Mr. Wolf is that he says some pretty heavy stuff that younger viewers shouldn't hear. In the episode The New House, Daddy Pig is designing the place where the Wolf family will live. So far, so good, but when Mr. Wolf arrives, he asks Daddy Pig where he and his kids live. And what does that mean? The wolf is hinting that he wants to eat Peppa's entire family. It's a reference to the children's tale The Three Little Pigs, but still a pretty heavy comment to make about our main characters. Spiders. The episode Mr. Skinny Legs is such a heavy story that it was banned in several countries, especially Australia. In this episode, George finds a huge spider in the bathroom and becomes friends with it. But the Australian government banned the episode from airing in the country because the idea of kids making friends with spiders isn't exactly a good one. It could be pretty dangerous. Older viewers understand why. Venomous insects can cause serious harm, and this was a moment in the cartoon that was definitely on the darker side. Grass. There's an episode that's super tense, but hardly anyone understands why the show went so dark. The episode Long Grass shows a day when the pig family's garden is completely overgrown. Peppa goes into the grass with George, but the big problem is that kids in a place like that could be attacked by snakes or other dangerous animals. That's why it was such a tense moment to watch in the series. Good thing Daddy Pig cuts down all that grass. Snow. And what about when Peppa hurts George? Did you see that scene? In the episode Snow, we see the pig siblings playing in the frozen yard, and they want to build a snowman. The problem is they decide to have a snowball fight, and Peppa makes a giant snowball to throw at her brother. She almost crushes George, and he starts crying. This episode was pretty heavy, and the main character was really mean. Do you agree? Kangaroos. In the episode Kylie Kangaroo, we see a moment that's pretty heavy, but only a few people caught it. In this story, the kangaroo family decides to visit the pigs, but they don't warn them, and they even start a barbecue. Daddy Pig doesn't remember inviting anyone over, and that's just plain awkward, don't you think? If no one invited you, don't go. But we are inviting you to be here with us. We've picked 2 more videos for everyone to enjoy. See you in the next one.